Hello again. This is Mark Baker, owner of MAB Notary Services. I'm so happy to be here today with you for another episode. Learning, sharing, being informed, being educated, all those things and above. I hope you've checked out some of my other episodes concerning um, notary, the notary business, being a new notary or an experienced notary. I'm sharing my experiences and knowledge and in hopes that we can begin to network and we can strength comes in numbers and my will is to share what I know. Hope to get some feedback from you. I hope the topics that I'm covering is something that is helping you, strengthening you um, to build your businesses and represent your companies out there. Um, as agents for the state. You've been commissioned by the governor's office to be a notary. It is a respectable and very important position, and and we just always strive to do our best to serve. We're serving the state of Florida in that capacity. And when we go out, we're representing, we have to represent ourselves well, and also, the state and the companies that we're representing that give us assignments. And then the business that we develop on our own, we want to build up a good reputation. So, that way you'll get the referrals, you'll get the repeat business, and so forth. But the main thing is that you become to a point where you enjoy what you do and you just love helping people. So now today's topic, I'm not going to be long. Please do, if you haven't already, go back and look at some of the other videos, episodes that I've done. I think you will find them to be helpful, educational. For some, it's just going to be like a refresher. But it's always good to go back and, remind you. Well, I believe this. Many times when we start up something, we have a strong passion, and that's why we do it. But over a period of time, as we, start working the business, we tend to kind of be removed from that passion, and sometimes we need to go back and be reminded of why we decided to do this in the first place. You know, I hope your reasons, or your reasons, the same as mine. Um, I I want, I'm retired. I'm a retired revenue officer. But I felt that I had so much yet to do. Even though I retired, I could, you know, I've done some cruising and I've gone to the parks and I've gone to the fitness centers and I've gone to matinee movies and I've gone to early morning breakfast. All that's good, but I felt there was more to life for me than just doing that. And I'm free. I don't feel any pressures, any demands on what I'm doing. I'm doing what I really love doing. And so I hope you get something from this. The episodes that I've already put out there for your viewing. And we're gonna jump right in and get started on what I have for you today. I'm so excited about it. And so today's topic is 5 mistakes people make when hiring a notary. Um, hiring a notary may seem straightforward, but common mistakes can lead to delays and complications. One frequent error is not verifying the notary's credentials. Always ensure that they're licensed, insured, and authorized to perform the type of notarization you need. Now, if you're working with a signing company, you'll be registered with that company. When you sign up, they do background checks and they verify your credentials. So coming from those platforms, they've already done the due diligence. But at um, but you know there you have somebiz.org in Florida, the state website, and you can go to that website for Florida notaries, and you can verify um, a notary credentials there. Um, Title companies are very cautious about who they hire. They make sure they do their due diligence. Um, they have their way of checking. And a lot of times, a notary, when they have their own business, they have a website, like I do. Um, and I'm registered with the Better Business Bureau. You don't have to be, but I am. And so those things, they help to help someone, verify who you are and make sure that you're in good standing. And that's very important, you know. There are people out there who would go on those websites because a notary's information is public information. And I've had an incident where someone went on there and they, your commission number is there, and they actually took that, and it's very easy to order a stamp. You can go right on Amazon, and they ordered a stamp, and they were out there scamming, trying to steal properties. I was getting phone calls from, from people saying, I got one phone coming from a title company saying they need the ID of the signer, and I said, well, I don't know what you're talking about, and come to find out that someone had used a bogus stamp. And he was trying to defraud someone out of their property. And I had another incident where someone was trying to, they go after these vacant properties, and that's happening regularly now, So, with technology, people are finding all ways, to defraud people and steal people. You even have what you call squatters. They even, if there's a vacant property, these squatters will go in, or you have someone who see a vacant property and they will actually lease the property to someone like they're the owner, and then when the true owner comes around, they find these people in their property, and then there's a problem because then the people say, well, I have a signed lease, and the lease is fraudulent. You have so much going on, so it's always good to check, and there are ways of checking, and so just shouldn't take it for granted. You need to know who's in front of you. Like you when you go out, you're identifying the signers and um, and their credentials, and normally the companies you work for, they'll give you a badge with your name, and when you make that initial contact, um, they expect your call. I mean, it's not like you're cold calling them. I mean, they've already worked it out with the lender, and the lender has told them that they've assigned someone to go out and get their signatures on the documents and notarize and ship back to um, the title company, lender, signing company, escrow agent. They do that. So a lot of times these things are prearranged and you're expected, and and the signers, they're working with companies with good reputations, so they feel okay with that. But if you take it upon your own. It's good. You're out there and you meet someone, you don't know who they are, and you just got something you want notarized. It's good to make sure that they are, in fact, registered as a notary, they're licensed. So it's always good to do your due diligence. Another mistake is overlooking their specialization. Some notaries focus on specific services like loan signings or legal documents, while others may not. Yeah, you have notaries that they specialize or they feel more comfortable doing a particular notary act. Some do loan feel better with doing loan signings. Some like working with building permits. Some like this estate planning. Some like working with the hospitals. Power of attorneys and um, you know. But you'll figure out what you want to do if you haven't already. Um, something that you would like doing. Because it's there's a wide array of things. Notaries are used in for so many different things, um, and things that you may not even know of. Or consider that you would need a notary for it. And I'm going to have some episodes where I cover some of the things that notaries do, so you have an awareness um, of the different no, notarial acts that can be performed by a notary. You know, and you'll be surprised, and you may find something that interesting that you would want to seek to do that you hadn't considered. Because the basically when you first get started, you what stands out would be loan signings. You know, um, and you see that if you go to YouTube, like I'm on YouTube, you see so many people out there with videos on loan signing, and you rarely see them have YouTube videos on anything else. Um, so, but we'll cover some of those things in future episodes. Okay, be mindful of this. Failing to prepare properly is another pitfall. Many people forget to bring valid identification, believe it or not, or complete the document before meeting the notary, causing unnecessary delays. Now, in my case, that won't happen because I don't have a shop per se where I have people coming to me. I'm a mobile notary, so I go out to them, and I'm going to have an episode to explain to you how you can really benefit by making it convenient for them and going out, because by law in Florida, you can only charge $10 per stamp. That's all. Each stamp is only $10. That's it. And so, but if you're a mobile notary, you can charge for convenience. The travel fee and depending on how far you go out, that's calculated. You can use the millage rate that you'll find with Internal Revenue Service, or in fact, there's no cap on what you can charge in Florida for that. And so, it could be a pretty lucrative business. You can be fair. I'm not saying you go out and you kind of tend to stick with the market. You do your research and figure out what the market rate is, and you be fair, and you can make a decent income from this. And we'll get into that in future videos. Um, Additionally, some choosing notary solely based on price, compromising quality and reliability. Cheap services may lack the professionalism needed for critical documents. Now, when you hire a notary, you're doing it for a very important reason. So, you want to make sure that you got the right person stamping your documents and verifying the validity of them. So you just don't want to just hire anybody to do that. So it may be well worth you paying a little bit more to get the right person than to try to take the cheap route, and then may find yourself in a situation later. So these are things you should always consider. It's with anything you do. Some things you do not go. You scale back on price. You know. I mean, you don't want to pay the premium price. You got to do your due diligence and in checking that. And one thing about a notary, I'm a mobile notary. Before I go out, okay, now when I'm working with the signing company, it's a fixed rate. They would I'm just using this for an example. They would say, okay, I have a buyer's um, that I need you to notarize the documents for a buyer, and we're paying $85 for that. Blanket. That's it. That's it. $85. Sometimes they'll negotiate the price depending on how far you have to travel. Other than that, it's what it is. You can either accept it or reject it. And that's it. Now, the work that you do for yourself under your own company, the work that you develop, um, you when you receive that call, um, you have to, and the law. This is the law in Florida. Um, they say if they want a building permit notarized, you would get their location. You would ask them how many documents need to be notarized, and you can only charge $10 per stamp. And then based on their location, you would give them a rate. Okay, my travel fee would be $25 or $35, or even more. And then you give them the total fee. Now they have to agree to that price before you go out there. You have to disclose that price. This is not something you can just show up and then say, hey, for this, I'm going to charge you X amount of dollars. No, that price needs to be agreed upon in that initial conversation when before you accept the job. You two have to be in agreement. You and the signer need to be in agreement with that. You have to disclose that. And if you were having them come to your home or your office, you would need to have those prices posted. It's not that you can, hey, you just have someone just come in and you just randomly just pick prices to give them. You have to disclose that information to them and let them give you either yay or nay to do the work. Okay, that's all I had for you today. It's been a pleasure, like always. Again, I'm going to say please comment. I need you to communicate with me, and your way of communicating with me is to make a comment about did you really get anything from this episode? Would you like to get more from it? Is there any topics that you would want me to cover that you haven't seen in some of the other videos that I have out there? And that's the only way we're gonna make this really work. I want it to be effective and useful. You know, I'm taking the time because this is something I want to do, and but I want you to work with me. Let's team up. And create this network, and there may be some things that you can enlighten me on. We can always help each other. There's always more than one way to do something. So well, I want to say the approach to it. So you have to be careful with your words. So there are different approaches to accomplish a certain goal, and each person may take a different approach to accomplish the same thing. But the approaches they take, one may um, get to the end faster than the other, and sometimes you can share that information. You help help others to, to mainstream that, and that can help them in their everyday work. So please comment, please like, subscribe, and share. You're not compelled to do that, but it would be appreciated. And you can contact us at 954-738-1827 or on our website, mabnotary.com. Until the next time, um, happy notary. And hope to get together with you soon. Bye.